Guys, we're going to get into some things that nobody's telling you right now. But first, let's do the news. There's some severe weather coming through the Ohio Valley in the next 36 hours. It's going to hit you depending on what part of the Ohio Valley you're in. So, of course, be ready. Make sure your flashlights are charged or have fresh batteries, whatever the case may be. Make sure you got your radios handy so you can listen to the NOAA weather radio and see if you need to take shelter or anything. You guys know what to do. Just do the things. Pete Hegseth has said the U.S. will end the war on Iran on our timeline. The price of oil is actually currently $81.31, so it's went down quite a bit. Just jumped to $80.98, so it's coming down. The New York Times is reporting that Mondami chooses his words carefully after alleged terror attack. You know, you elect an Islamic mayor and then you're surprised that there's IEDs in your town. Hate to say I told you so, but I was warning people about this when this election happened. And a lot of people said, well, we'll give him a chance. And now it is New Yorkistan. Alleged reports are that Iran has threatened U.S. soil as far with sleeper cell activation, lone wolves, and cyber attacks. Trump's free flow of energy vow fails to restart the shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Yep. The White House is readying an executive order to weed out Anthropic. The U.S. military refuses to endorse Trump's claim that Iran bombed the girls' school. Epstein paid for a conference of top scientists in 2006. It's all of them, not just the politicians and the actors and the athletes and the judges and so on and so forth. It's all of them. U.S. investigators begin search of Epstein's former ranch in New Mexico. A judge in Oregon has limited crowd control devices at Portland ice buildings. The New York Times is reporting that shots were fired at the U.S. consulate in Toronto. Yesterday in Trump's speech, he said that the Save America Act is the #1 priority. The DOJ's Ed Martin faces ethnic charges from disciplinary office over threatening letter to Georgetown University. WhiteHouse.gov says the Democrats' reckless DHS shutdown hits Americans hard as 100,000 plus workers go without pay. There is a massive fire has erupted on a scrap metal barge on the Delaware River. A top Iranian security official has warned Trump, be careful not to get eliminated yourself. Hawaii to see potential life-threatening weather with torrential rains and flooding. France is sending a large naval force to the Middle East, probably to surrender. The Trump administration is widening its 2020 election probe as it obtains records from Arizona. The Ohio State University president Ted Carter resigns over inappropriate relationship. Again, it's all of them. Look, if you're the president of a major university, you're in the club. Australia has granted asylum to 5 female Iranian soccer players after pressure from Donald Trump. Okay, so let's get into this. Capturing Iran's highly enriched uranium would require a large U.S. ground force. This is the problem. You may have heard me talk about this before, but they are dug into the mountains. And we can drop all the bunker busters we want to on them, and they're just going to sit in there and laugh at us. Now, some people may not believe that. Well, we have bases, Cheyenne Mountain, Raven Rock, several others, that we could drop every bunker buster we had on, and the people in there would just sit in there and laugh at us. Those bases themselves are actually thermonuclear warhead proof. Iran's had 47 years to prepare for this, and that's what they've been doing for 47 years. This was their plan all along. Maybe not on their time frame, but this is what they've wanted to do. They're buried in those mountains, and the only way we're going to get to them is boots on the ground. They're hesitating to do that because it's going to be ugly. It's going to be messy. A lot of service members are not going to come home, and I mean a lot. That is not hospitable terrain for ground combat. And when the Iranian government says we're waiting for the ground invasion, they're not lying. They actually are, because they know that that's going to be a tough deal to get to. Now, what really sucks about this whole deal is those bases that are buried in the mountains. Well, guess who paid for it? Yep, we did. How much money have we sent Iran over the years that come out of your or mine paychecks? Yeah, we're going to lose a huge number of U.S. servicemen fighting to capture bases that we paid for. And this is the harsh reality that nobody's telling you. Well, the Iranians also took out a lot more oil infrastructure in the Middle East overnight. That's their plan all along, is to just eliminate everybody's fuel sources. Now, I know Trump said, oh, this war's almost over. It's almost over. It's not even close to almost over. I mean, if you watch all the pretty videos of all the ordnance going off in Tel Aviv, that's not really doing any good, because all the military stuff is buried in the mountains. So all we're doing is basically putting on a fireworks show right now. And if you watched any of the coverage from yesterday on the celebrations going on for the new supreme leader, I don't think there's near as many Iranian people who are against the Islamic regime as we think. There are some, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's the majority. I think the majority are pretty happy with what they had. Now, the big issue is if we don't put boots on the ground and go in and capture these mountain bases and we just pull out, things will go right back to the way they were. The Islamic regime will still be in charge. Everything will be the same. They will still be trying to enrich uranium to take out Israel or us or both. So we really don't have a choice. It's going to get ugly, and there's really nothing we can do about it. Now, a lot of people are saying we shouldn't be over there to begin with. Well, I understand your sentiment. However, this was inevitable. Okay, they were never going to stop doing the things that they're doing until the point where they got to where they could eliminate the people they wanted to eliminate. So whether this happened now or next year or 5 years or 10 years or 25 years down the road, this was going to happen eventually. It was inevitable. And also, when the government tells us that they're considering putting boots on the ground, well, that means either the boots are already on the ground or they're on the planes heading over there. It's already a done deal. And also, the strait is still closed. So I don't know why the oil's going down right now. I don't really figure that, but it ain't going to stay there. It's going to go back up. Get everything you can now while you still can before the price gets stupid, because it's going to get stupid. Because as long as that strait's closed, the longer that strait's closed, the more trouble there's going to be, the more problems. China's really not happy about what's going on over there. Whether they throw their hat in the ring or not, I don't know. Apparently, we've moved some of our equipment out of Taiwan to take to the Middle East. So Taiwan is going to be a little more vulnerable now than normal. So that might be an issue sometime here shortly. I don't know. All I know is the thing is that China don't get a lot of oil from Iran, but they need every drop they can get. I also just now got a report that a Revolutionary Guard spokesman to Al Jazeera said no American ship will dare approach the Sea of Oman, the Gulf waters, or the Strait of Hormuz. They're going to essentially shut down every access point to remove oil from that part of the world. And of course, we know that that is one of the most oil-rich part of the world, and a lot of people rely on them. So guys, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, this sleeper cell activation thing that came out yesterday, whether it's true or not, who knows, but keep your head on a swivel, especially if you're in a bigger city. I'm not too worried about it out here where I'm at. We have no Islamists in the area. That doesn't mean they couldn't drive down here and start some crap, but anyway, for the most part, I'm not too concerned about it out here in the country. But if you're in a big city, definitely keep your head on a swivel. If you're in New York City, I think I'd consider moving. Just keep doing the things, man. Stock up on everything you can. Don't put yourself in a financial burden, a problem, but just if you can get some extra stuff, get it. If you can store some extra gas, do it. If you can store some extra heating oil, do it. Fill your tanks now. Don't wait for fall. because who knows what the price is going to be in the fall, or if you're even going to be able to get it. So just keep doing the things, guys. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see y'all on the next one.